What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Happy Halloween. Today is the return of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. The song is called Eternal Oath, requested by MagynusG on Patreon and PayPal. So I've done Crystal Chronicles at least once, maybe twice, but at least once. And I do remember that it made some sort of impact on me. And I guess this is going to be in line with the Halloween theme, so cool. From channel Melon Music Mix, track 15, artist is Kumi Tanioka, which is composed, arranged, and produced by them. Okay, cool. Eternal Oath. Very interesting to have a Halloween-esque Final Fantasy song. Let's go. Oh wait, do I have it? Oh, I had it muted. Okay, I learned my lesson. Let's go. Sounds like a brush. What are they called? Brush sticks? Oh, I love the flute, man. Oh, it's wooden too. Oh, that's sick. That sound. Very nature-like percussion. Ooh. The first snare hit, starts left and then it goes to over here. Oh, I actually think I know what that sound was. We'll talk about that later. I love the synths. Very just oh. I like wind chimes too. I see a Moogle. It sounds like it's connected to the other one. Oh. Oh. You know what this music reminds me of? Like being high up at some cliffs and just seeing like a bunch of shifting clouds. Does not match this footage at all. Ooh. I'm going to assume this is the same composer of Kumi. Well, it's not really footage, it's just like a loop. Oh well. Uncomfy vibes. Man, this footage is distracting me. Is it weird that it reminds me of the Forest Kingdom in Nier? Well, I'm guessing this has to be like where it plays. So like the setting is kind of, you know, blue, and I love that. I love that synth right there. Just that. To me, it sounds super 80s. Love that. Love that sound on the keyboard. Almost sounds like Thriller right there. Which is also fitting. I've always been a fan of the style of percussion where it's like heavily filtered. Almost sounds like it's over the phone or something. So basically it's all middle frequencies, bass is way toned down, treble is way toned down, and it's like this cone of mids. Such a cool sound. Unfortunate that the first time I see footage of this game, it's just a 2-second loop. But still kind of gives me a... If this is the setting, then I can at least get a feel. I really like these vocals. That was actually pretty cool. That's unlike really anything I've heard from Final Fantasy in general, actually, so that's something. I'm aware that that Crystal Chronicles is... Well, actually, I'm not aware, but I'm assuming that it's like a spin-off or something, like not in the official timeline. I actually have no idea. But it's so interesting to hear someone other than Nobuo and what they bring to the table. But in general, from all the songs that I've heard now, from 14, 7, 8, 9, and what else have I heard? And the games that I've played, nothing really has that sort of feel. Can't think of a lot of like very spooky-esque type parts of the game. So that really stood out. That was mostly a percussion track where, well, I would say like half percussion and then half like synthesizers. The synths were just mostly doing like this just drone stuff, but the percussions were kind of giving that feel and carried the song, I feel. For example, there was the, what did I say, like the panning percussion was like boom, boom, bah, making it feel kind of 3D, and then the wind chimes, I believe they're called. I'm not sure. There's so many types of percussions, but it's like the one where it goes from like high to low. It's like I can't make the sound, but not the wind chimes like you would put like on your doorstep, but it's just like a percussion piece, super long, horizontal. I think I heard like a rain stick as well, where those like, you know, it was all percussion. And then I heard like these little spooky noises, which I can actually emulate here because my guitar is next to me. I'm not sure if this is what they did, damn, but there's this like sound that I think other stringed instruments can do it too, but wherever it's like really tight and not a lot of room, you can get this sound here. And I feel like they use that there. At least it sounded like that to me. Could have been anything though. Never thought I would display that sound in the auditorium, but here we are. Eternal Oath. I mean, it sounds somewhat in that realm of, you know, when I think of the word or the words eternal oath, I think of like death or, you know, a long-standing promise into the afterlife or something like that. So it definitely has that feel of looming atmosphere. But for me, I think the biggest thing was the use of percussions, but also that didn't really sound like anything Final Fantasy at all until now. So it's about time. Now I'm trying to think of like what have I heard that's somewhat spooky, and I'm sure there's been something, but nothing really like this. Not that I can think of right away, at least. Kumi Tanioka. I feel like I've heard them too on another song. Maybe it was also Crystal Chronicles. I don't know if they did the whole thing or not. So if you haven't noticed, I don't keep track of every song I hear. So I'm gonna have to like look into that afterwards. I like this artwork though. That was also from the channel called Hinkles that I mentioned that. So as of me recording this, I already did a video for Eternal Oath. Now looking back at it, probably could have just been one video, but I'm already here, so it's 2 videos now. But from what I recall, they seem to be almost nearly identical, except for this one, I believe, well, for sure had vocals, so that's different. But I think the percussion might have been a little different. I could be wrong. I just heard it for the first time like 10 minutes ago. So to me, this sounded like this version plays at a later time, or it's just like a variant. And I can't really like put, you know, much else behind that because everything I said was already said in the other previous video, which along the lines of, you know, very atmosphere. There was like some panning going on, but I really like the percussion, and basically the percussion and the synths were like the 2 big things, even though that was like mostly what was going on. The use of like, you know, swelling and different frequencies is what makes the song sort of in this kind of Halloween-esque type thing. I'm not sure if the song was picked for its sound of Halloween or if of its like context. I don't know if this place is, you know, has that vibe. By the way, Oblivion Village has to be one of the coolest names ever for a place. I kept looking at that, and that is a really, really cool name for anything, either a place, a book, or something. I don't know, I just thought I would throw it in there. Oblivion Village is probably something I'm gonna have to like name something of my own one day. But to me, this one, I mean, I definitely got like Nier vibes, which I'm sure the requester is also a fan of too, and they probably know what I mean by that. But I think it was basically the exact same song, because even the title is basically the same, Eternal Oath, Oaths are Forever. And from what I remember, which is much, is that it was basically the same exact song with maybe a little more emphasis on the beat and definitely the vocals, which I really, really like in this one. It kind of fits very well. You know, before where I was praising the kind of instrumental part of it, the vocal was really, really nice, and it's borderline with the vocal. It makes it less creepy, but more. It's interesting. It's like creepy and nice. So it does bring down a little bit the ominous, spooky part of it, but I can still enjoy it in a way where musically it transcends a little further now. So, but I will say the same thing that I said in the other one, where this sounds unlike anything Final Fantasy I've heard ever. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with this being like a sort of spin-off, and I'm sure Square was like, hey, this probably has to sound like something that... They probably did that on purpose, where it just doesn't sound like anything else. And from what I recall, the other time I heard Crystal Chronicles, before these two songs, that also sounded very, very different. And I'm pretty sure it says something along the same lines of, like, this does not sound like what I know as FF, which most people, you know, is like Nobuo, and then 10 onwards, you know, Hamzu and stuff. But either way, like this whole like atmospheric type, you know what this actually sounds like is the stuff I've heard from 11, where 11 seems to be very outdoorsy sound and more atmospheric. But yeah, this is cool. But basically the exact same song I just heard, and I definitely could have done them together, but oh well. I can see the whole Halloween vibe though. Not in this one though. Not in this one. Really like the vocals. I don't know who the vocalist was, so if you can fill me in on that, that'd be great. But that was Oblivion Village, Oath Are Forever, and previously Eternal Oath from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. So thank you again, Magnus. Thanks to everyone that you see here. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Happy Halloween. Boo.